Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I gotta go. Oh, I didn't do it for this one too. Live. Checking connection. You are now live. Hello, friends. This takes a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, currently, I think we're running four devices. 5 if you count the camera, 6 if you count both cameras. This is a lot of work. It's really fun, but it's a lot of work.
It's a big setup, but that's okay.
And our friend Sarah Shade now has a microphone.
I do, so hopefully you can hear me.
We have no way of telling.
Yes. We're just talking.
Other than people
6 feet apart.
Oh, also, there's no way for Instagram to hear you. I mean, they were hearing you last time just fine.
They were, but I don't know how. So
yeah. But isn't it fun to be able to go,
see.
Hello?
Yes, it is.
Also, I got the cool soft things.
So professional.
We're so professional. All right. Welcome, everybody. It's Monday, March 8th. We're going to talk about some questions. This is There Are No Stupid Questions. I don't know. There probably are. Right? I'm sure someone's going to prove us wrong and make a stupid question at some point. Oh, yeah. Sydney. She responded just to the pizza question.
Yes.
Which I guess is not a stupid question.
Sydney is wondering, what's your favorite pizza place?
Oh.
I have mine.
I think you should go first.
Okay.
Because I have strong opinions.
In Traverse City, I'm going to go with the Filling Station.
It's a solid choice.
It's a brewery and pizza, and I'm vegan, and they have, build your own pizza, and they have a vegan pizza,
So that immediately cuts out a decent chunk of options for you.
Yes. Yep.
So my answer, like all of my answers, it's always going to be, there's 30 different options, right? And the answer that I will give is there's categories. I love pizza. I love crappy pizza. I love fancy. I've spent too much money on pizza. I once bought a $45 pizza in Iceland.
Ooh, yeah.
It was good. It wasn't $45. Okay. I'll say right now what used to be Allie's, but is now called
Isn't it Detroit something?
Chris and Reed?
Oh, yes. Okay, I was thinking of something else.
I hate to say, I doubt they have a vegan.
No, they do. So
what?
Chris and Reed is awesome because I called and I was like, I'm vegan. And they said, okay, we can do an olive oil crust and not butter crust. So they literally did everything with olive oil instead of butter. It was
incredible.
Great.
Yeah. Wait. If anybody's watching here, can you hear? I don't know. Well, can you hear Sarah is the question. Well, you can also go on Facebook. The group is Our Photo, or This Is Our Photo Club, I think is the way to find it. If you want to watch it with the nice camera. Yeah, Chris and Reed. If you haven't had Detroit style pizza, it's basically the best garlic bread you've ever had with sauce over the top.
Yep, and toppings.
Incredible. But then the filling station in Traverse, that crispy style brick oven is the problem with that pizza. So Chris and Reed, I will eat one piece if I'm being good because it's so heavy. I can eat 2 pizzas.
Yeah, at the filling station because they're flatbreads. So it's I don't know what flatbread comes from. I don't know. Italy?
I think it's Italian.
Yeah.
Because you can get a very similar thing at Stella, which is a fancy Italian place, which is the other direction. Still flatbread, spending 3 times as much, but you're going to savor every bite. But sometimes you just want a beer and eat a whole pizza by yourself.
Exactly.
And then have a dessert pizza by yourself.
I mean, I'm probably going to do that after this. So
that sounds, man. I don't know. I'm getting optimistic that things are trending better. And so I'm starting to see summers where we might be able to have pizza and a beer and not
and a photo walk.
Oh, don't even start me on that. I can only get so excited before I go the opposite direction and get sad again. Yes, that we're gonna talk. We're gonna stop derailing a little bit, and we're gonna talk about some of the questions that people have posed in both Instagram and Facebook, and then we're going to go over a little bit of what we can expect from kind of this space, and we've got a lot of plans. We've got a lot of live stream content coming out, and we're going to be using that to create a lot of interesting new content. Even if we can't do looks like we can here. Oh, hello. Even if we can't do photo walks right away. We're going to have a lot of new like challenges and a lot of new experiences that we can do together on the internet, which is better than nothing. It's not better than photo walks, but it's better than nothing. So let's dive into some more of these questions. The answer to pizza is pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's personal.
Yeah, well, it's personal, and also I've had very few pizzas that I didn't love. This is like my shame of shames. I even like those like Lunchables pizzas. They're gross, but they're nostalgic. It's cardboard with cheese and sauce, with sweet cheese and sauce. But it's my childhood.
Yep.
Whatever. All right, moving on. Michaela asks, do you post your prices and packages for what you offer on your photography page? Why or why not? Like all questions, the answer is it's personal. Should we just answer all of them that way and then just sign off?
Yes.
Next question. It's personal. But realistically, like a lot of other things, this should be tied directly to your business model. So for us, we have what's called the starting at price for most of our services. I think it's kind of broken down into portraits and weddings. So we'll say like portraits start at this much, weddings start at this much. And for us, we have decided that we want our potential clients to see what kind of what am I trying to say? What to expect to pay, but we want to control exactly how they are seeing those prices. So I'm not just going to leave it open to the general public to see. You're going to see, okay, it starts at this much, and if that's like 3 times what you're expecting to spend, then you're probably in the wrong place and you can move on. That's not rude. That's just setting expectations for them and also making it so that they're not wasting their time on somebody that they cannot afford. If they love your work but can't afford your work, they might just decide to move on and go somewhere else. And that's not a bad thing. That's just not wasting your time nor theirs. From there, once they inquire, they get a whole bunch of stuff, but one of them is a very clean, very ordered breakdown of our prices and packages and our philosophy. And so we're controlling that they're seeing the initial prices so that they are deciding yay or nay. Is this even within my ballpark? And then they are seeing a questionnaire about like their vibe and their energy. And right after that, they are seeing exactly how much they can expect to pay. I'm in control of like what that story looks like as they're seeing it. And then there was another half of that. Seeing prices. Oh, and philosophy, because it's not just about price. I want them to see what those packages are getting them and why we've broken them down that way. If I just had them publicly available, you're going to see people kicking the tire and then they're going to walk away. However, I've seen tons of people that have all of their prices out, or I've seen people that have like one price. This is me, take it or leave it. That do very well. Sarah, are you similar? I know you've taken a lot of your business kind of philosophy from us, but do you have a similar tactic, or what do you do?
Yep. So I didn't used to. I used to have like a PDF as like a price sheet, and I was told that it was very hard to download.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because I had like photos on there, which photos download slow if you want them to look nice.
Right.
And so I ended up taking that off. I'm someone that doesn't use Facebook very much.
Yeah.
Besides like the groups, I don't really post much to my page.
Right.
So I think I have like, on Facebook where, again, if you're looking for a pizza place, it'll say like $1 up to like $5 signs or whatever. I think mine is like in the middle. But I don't have specific prices. But on my website, I do have the starting at prices. And then when people inquire, then I send them packages.
Cool.
But I'm also, like you said, the philosophy, I'm also very like custom, I guess, with pricing, especially depending on, I'm trying to be a little bit more like, I don't know, weekday weddings and things like that.
For sure. Especially right now.
Yes, exactly. So I have the starting at prices and then I send them info. So
perfect.
Pretty much the same as you.
Yeah. So I think, did we help you move over from PDF to webpage?
Yes. Yep.
Which is something that I really believe in. I know a lot of people do PDFs, and I don't know if it's just like an older technology that is still holding on, or if I'm a genius. I don't think it's that. But I like to be able to be in complete control of what people are downloading. And so that means that if I want to change that that document, that page, there's, instead of being sent a PDF, they're sent a link on my site that nobody else can access without that link. So I can change that whenever I want. I can go back and I can say, oh, I actually want to double the price of that thing because that's not profitable that way. And so that they can't come back to me in 3 years and be like, hey, look, this PDF says you were $4 for 18 hours of wedding coverage. And, you know, you have to have that awkward discussion of like, am I going to honor that? Am I not? If they come back 5 years later and look at that same webpage again, if it's still up, they're going to see your updated prices.
My only thing to add to that is if you do use PDFs, just make sure you put like 2021 or something.
Yes.
And so then if somebody does download it and come to you like later, like looking for like something for 2022, then you'll be like, oh, that was actually my old info. Let me send you the new one.
Yeah. I would say you should also have that on the website as well. Maybe not. I don't think we have. I'm thinking of our packages. I'm thinking of the stuff in Tabe. We have our prices and our packages set with the years, but that's just an internal thing. That has nothing to do with this. So ignore that part. Yeah. Again, it's a very personal thing, your pricing, and everything like this should be tied to your business model. Everything should be tied to something that makes sense for you. You don't have to go with what the industry standard is. If you decide you want to do something because you want to spend more time with your family or you just want to charge more for something, you can do it. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think so.
Let's see. Next question. A little bit similar discussions on packages and prices. I guess I think we kind of hit that.
Mm-hmm. I think, you did talk about how your packages are laid out and how clients like go about getting that information.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we did touch on that. If anyone has any like follow-up questions, you can drop them in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
On Facebook or on Instagram.
Right.
I know that's such a big topic though. It's
such a big topic, and honestly, it's something that would be it's a lot more, how do we say this, because it's so personal, because it's so explicitly tied to your business model. This either needs to be like a one-on-one project for like a mentor session, or this needs to be like a roundtable discussion, which we'll get back to. We haven't even talked, Sarah and I haven't even really talked, because I added roundtable to the list of content, and we forgot to include that in the content calendar.
Oh, that's okay. We can talk about it.
We can talk about it here. Okay, so Lindsay asked, when you started this group, how did you grow? Struggling with participation. Also, does pineapple belong on pizza? Everything belongs on pizza. Brooke had corn on pizza when she was in Israel. Like, apparently that's a really common topping in Israel. So if that works for you, awesome. I mean, corn is sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
Pineapple.
So is pineapple.
Yeah.
I'm a contrast boy. I like when things are contrasty. So you've got like a hot cocoa that has like cayenne or something in it.
Yes, like the Mexican hot chocolate.
I like that. So you've got like pineapple, and I think they usually put ham, which I'm not a ham guy, but that's salty and sweet. I'll take that every day.
I just like pineapple and either like jalapenos or like green peppers or something like, I don't know, sweet and spicy.
Yeah, for sure. I adore green peppers. Peppers in general. But moving on. This is just a pizza podcast now.
Yes, it is. Photos are out.
Photos are out. Pizzas are in. Everybody, stop taking pictures. Buy a brick oven pizza oven. Brick pizza oven.
Yes.
Brick oven pizza oven.
I think you can call it either one.
A pizza brick oven. But more appropriate for this topic is the question of growth. Part of that is like a photo club question, but I think it's also something that really works for anybody who is, whether you're just starting or you're seeing like getting hit by algorithm bombs where you no longer are getting the engagement that you were getting before. Anybody who's worked with me for mentoring or, come to photo walks or just heard me like pontificate about photo stuff will hear this like 24/7. It's just about being scrappy. Like when we first started, I bugged every single person I could to like, can you just start posting in here? That thing you did, could you take that and go post it in my group? Because I love you and I would love your help. And this is when I say that, I'm not spamming other groups. I'm not going like blindly to randos. I'm talking about like good friends that I've built relationships with that I've offered them, something in the past, whether I've given them like guidance on something or given them something of value, I can kind of cash in on that relationship and say, could you like just do me a favor and kind of be on my team for a little while and post in here. So I guess that's kind of where those like those like Instagram pods that I don't really see those anymore, but that's kind of what that is, right? Like when people were seeing the algorithms change on Instagram and seeing their follower counts or the likes count plummet, they would say, let's just get together and like all like boost each other's content. And, you know, there's definitely, push and pull on that internally within these social groups because they don't want you to play those games, but you have to. You got to find something. Like I just posted as much as I could. I kind of decided on making as much good content as I could inside Photo Club. I would tag people that I knew had good questions about things and just tried to force a conversation to happen. So if we use that as an analogy for how we can do that for like a Facebook page or an Instagram account, use all of the tools at your disposal, right? Like try to find a way that you can comment on somebody else's posts and not spam. Don't just do the emoji thing or like, maybe you'll like my account, but real conversations with people on social media. I mean, it's a social media. I would say being social first. This took me like 10 years to realize. Be social on this media, right? That's just how it works.
Yeah, I'm still learning that.
It's hard.
It is.
I have a policy for myself where I've been trying to, because I don't organically consume Instagram. I don't whatever the layout doesn't work for me. So I have a new policy for myself recently where I've been getting on once a week. I get on and I just watch people's stories, and I get on with the intention of replying. Just getting on and like dropping some love to some other people, being like, hey, I love this thing you're doing, or that looks beautiful, that looks hard, that looks like a challenge. And I get responses back. And I think that the algorithm likes it when you do things like that, but also it's not all about algorithms. It's about human beings too.
It is. And I think I have like an alarm set up on my Instagram where it says like, you've been on Instagram for 10 minutes today. And because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I'll like go on with that intention. And then next thing I know, I'm like watching dog videos that are pointless. I mean, they're cute, but they're like not anything that has to do with my business.
Right.
So I put an alarm up to be like, okay, wake up. You have to do this in 10 minutes or, be social for 10 minutes. And then when that alarm goes off, it's like, okay.
Is that an iPhone thing?
No, I think it's just on the Instagram app. Like you can go into your settings and you can literally set up like, I'm sure that it's like a parental control.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You've been on it for 10 minutes.
You're going to baby yourself.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. But it's just like an alarm that comes up and it says you've been on this app for how many minutes? And,
interesting. Yeah. For 8 hours. Yeah. No, I actually, like I said, I have kind of the opposite problem. I don't care about Instagram a lot of days. Like, don't get me wrong. I love seeing people's posts, and I love seeing, especially in Photo Club, I love seeing the challenges that people put together or the work from our challenges. But it's something about the layout or the app itself where I don't just get lost in it. I can very easily pull myself away. I think it's my building nature. I like to be constructing things as opposed to consuming things. So that's why I kind of rely on people around me to help.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Thank you.
Let's see. Thoughts on this sort of like building and kind of like struggling to encourage growth. Do you have any other thoughts on that before we move on to like any additional questions, or we can move on into like kind of like the state of the union, kind of like what we're doing with content coming up?
I think just you said this, but leaning on friends and family and community members, because I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And that's very important and kind of hard to break into communities, but just start pushing yourself to get out there, and that helps a lot.
The number of, so like our photo walks literally started because I was itchy to meet new photographers when we were traveling. You'll be surprised how somebody who has 40,000 followers on Instagram, who is just a photographer, is just a human. We would roll into a new city and I would say, let's see if we can find someone to hang out with or do a trade shoot or just go on a hike and like leave the cameras behind. And I built some friendships that way. And then, a couple years later, we built man, stop drinking water, me. A couple years later, we kind of rolled those into the photo walks, and then of course had to shut them down because of the pandemic.
Right.
But that leaning on your community doesn't, as my extrovert would say, doesn't necessarily have to be the current community that you have. It could also be some new people, leaning into the social aspect of these social media platforms, and being a nice person who doesn't seem like they're just out to, make a living off of somebody else. Just reach out and say, hey, I like your work. This is an interesting segue, because somebody was asking the other day about, in the Facebook group, how do you, this was James, how do you ask a photographer to shadow them, right? I mean, it's a complicated thing in the modern era where you also have people who are offering, mentor sessions and are selling that access. But people are flattered. People are human beings. And I mean, imagine whatever state of your career you're in, if somebody came up to you and said, oh, I just love that last picture you shot. Could you show me how you did that? They're going to be flattered. You're going to be flattered. You might not have time for it right now. You might be busy, or you might not feel like you know what you're doing. And so you might generously say, no, thank you. But that's the worst they can say.
Exactly. And at least you've put out that contact. And so maybe if they do have time, or if they have even a second shooter opportunity or something, they'll come to you because they know that you're interested.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the number of times, well, it's only been 3, and one of them was one that we ended up hiring you for, bringing you on as a team member. But it's only been 3 times in my life that I had desperately needed a second shooter because Brooke was not feeling well, or I was not feeling well, and we needed to kind of replace one of us. Or I guess one of them was there was a global pandemic. That also was a thing. But all 3 times I've leaned on people that I already knew were interested. It wasn't that I went to I'm not scrolling on Instagram looking for a random photographer to work with. Instead, I lean on my community. And so if you want to be that person to be leaned on, reach out, be a nice person. But that's the key, right? Be nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think that covers the questions that I have. Unless there's anything else new that came in the last few minutes, we can chat about
Nope, I
upcoming
think
content.
Instagram, Facebook, nope, everything
Cool.
is answered. So
awesome. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing with live streams, what we're doing with content coming up. I am going to labor under the assumption that in the next year we're going to get to do photo walks again, and so some of this is up for modification and change, but all of the stuff that we're building came from do we need to reset that?
no, I think it's good.
Okay, cool. Cool. Let me start that one over. So assuming that photo walks come back online, all of this came from the fact that we had to shut the photo walks down to keep everybody safe and not spread this nasty virus. So that's not to say that we're going to shut all this online content down, because it's really interesting, and I've really enjoyed reaching out to people through the internet. And if we can add in the photo walks afterwards, I think it'll be just a really valuable community feature. Not the right word. So I'm looking over my list over here. So we're going to restart the Good Humans Artisan Project as kind of a monthly podcast. So it'll still be live on Facebook, but we're going to figure out how to strip the audio down and publish it as an actual podcast. I don't know how to do that yet. I've done a little bit of preliminary, right? Preliminary. Thank you.
I don't know.
Preliminary research. What's that?
I'm doubting myself.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. We've done a little bit of preliminary research on podcasting, but if anybody has previous experience in this field, we're all ears. If anybody really loves clipping audio down and getting rid of ums and ands and stuff, reach out to us. We'll chat. So yeah, we're gonna do the Good Humans podcast once a month. We're actually starting with Sarah over here, so she's gonna join us as an actual guest, not just our Just our, I guess, co-host. We don't have titles, just this other human in the room. And that is coming up, what did we say, March 12th?
Yeah.
So that's this Friday, right? Cool. So that'll be a monthly thing, and it'll be similar to how we did it when we first started the first run of them during the first lockdown. Sign up on Facebook to watch it live. And I think depending on how the format works, we're going to still continue to have some people live in the Zoom call, but we're going to kind of limit that, kind of like a first come, first serve. Maybe we'll have tickets for it or something like that, which rolls into. We're also going to be doing the roundtable discussions. Those ones very clearly worked better when there was multiple people in the room. But I want to make sure that we can control the conversation. So we'll be very much having a ticketing system of some kind. So whether it's the first 5 people, the first 10 people can kind of join us live, and then everybody else would be able to watch it on Facebook stream. And then outside of that, we're going to continue doing these. There are no stupid questions. I'm not sure I love this name. Maybe we'll come up with a better one. Calling it no stupid questions internally, but
we'll keep brainstorming.
Yeah, and if someone has a great name for this, Monday question thing. So we're going to do every other Monday with that as long as we can. We're going to be on the road for a little bit here, safely on the road. And I'm going to bring a camera and a mic and figure out how we're going to do it there. So keep an eye out for those. And then we are starting a series of kind of like live stream classes. The first one is going to be kind of like a camera 101, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and basic camera settings. This is to get everybody up to a base level of understanding of how to operate a camera. And so if you are interested in that, if you're interested in any of these things, but specifically if you're interested in that, we're going to run those, I think, once a week. We're going to do, I don't know if it's in this order. I think it's shutter speed, aperture, ISO, and then basic camera settings 4 weeks in a row. Make sure you sign up for the email blasts, because that's where we're going to be sending that information directly. It's linked in the description of this live stream. So yeah, those will be fun. And did I miss one?
Nope, that's it.
Cool. It's a lot of stuff. So we're going to start with specifically with the live stream classes. We're going to start with Camera 101, and then I think we're going to go into like Lightroom and then Photoshop. I'm going to pause for Sarah here. I'm still here. Hi. Hello. Hello, Casey. Yeah, so we're going to start with Camera 101, which is basic camera operations, and then we're going to do like a Lightroom basic operations. We'll go through all the different panels and kind of like a basic workflow. And then we'll also do Photoshop as well. I'm excited to bring on other photographers, other people who have different skills than I. So if there's anybody that you think we should reach out to, hit us up. You know how to contact us here. And then keep an eye out for photo walks. I mean, the second it's safe, we'll do. I think we're gonna have to do some like dry runs. I can't imagine it's just gonna be like virus gone, bye everybody. But if people are getting their vaccinations and it's kind of just seems to be safe again, I'm so ready. I miss doing this a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I'm an introvert and I miss doing stuff. So that shows you. It's
for sure. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to occasionally be around people.
Exactly.
Yeah. This cup likes to put water in my nose. Okay. I think I'm good. Is there anything that you want to talk about before we sign off, sir?
I don't think so. Come to the Good Human show on Friday.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Do that thing.
Yes.
Come hang out with us. I mean, it's just this, but you'll probably see Sarah's face this time. Cool. We love you. We miss you. Let's do photo walks. Be safe. Stop the virus so that we can all hang out in real life. Mm-hmm. And if you're not in Traverse City, let's figure out how to have a photo walk in your area, because that was the plan for 2020. 2020. All right. I'm going to go now. Bye, Sarah. And by bye, Sarah, I mean, I'm I'm gonna hang up on them, and you'll still be here.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Bye.